Good.
I call the Board of Review meeting to order. It's Tuesday, May 6th at 5:04 PM.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call.
Chris Marino. Here.
Ryan Seagard here.
Jessica Lehman here.
Mike Pochaver, city assessor here.
Confirmation of appropriate Board of Review. Nobody notified.
Made a copy of what's out there and reviewed it. It's. So it seems in order.
So now item 4, select a chairperson.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Make a motion to select Ryan Seacart as the chair.
Second,
Here,
Second.
okay. Call the vote.
it's nice saying.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Jessica, you soon made it through your first board review. Introduction. So next we select a vice chair. I will nominate Chris Marino as vice chair. Or make a motion to appoint Chris Marino as vice chair. Is there a second?
Second,
Motion by Ryan, second by Jessica to appoint Chris Marino as vice chair. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed say no. Verify that a member of the board has met the mandatory training, and Jessica I watched the training, but did not get a chance to do the affidavit and so, but you did complete that entire process, so
I did.
we meet the requirement of having at least one board member of the board of review satisfying the state training requirements. Next item is verify the village has an ordinance for the confidentiality of income and expense information provided to the assessor under state law, Wisconsin statute 17.4 7F AF. I'm assuming we do have that ordinance.
If you want to come back to that one, I'll look it up.
We will come back to item 7. Board receives the assessment roll and sworn statements from the clerk.
Yeah, right up there.
The roll has been checked double for omissions and errors.
Okay.
We found one omitted property this year. So there's a separate roll for 2023 and 24 with the omitted property in there. Myself and the clerk has signed the affidavit, so we're all up. It's legal.
Good. Good. Thank you very much. Let me know whenever that we find that ordinance. So. General information from the assessor. So you want to just kind of give us a recap of
Yeah,
what
this is
happened?
where the AAR, which was previous. We have to submit a report of basically what we did during the year. Department of Revenue got rid of that about 3 years ago. So what I do is I just create a summary and I'll stick it with the roll book on basically what we did. It was a.
Can we get copies or?
Sure, yeah, I'll give it to you. You can do whatever you want with it.
No, I just,
Yep, but it was a pretty active assessment year for a village this size.
for a maintenance year.
Yeah, for maintenance here, a lot of new construction, a lot of homes going up,
Yeah.
with a new subdivision and everything. Our permits were up, we had about 120 some permits this year for new construction. Our sales are up about
New
5
construction or remodeling or?
everything, yeah.
You lump that, a building permit is a building permit. You don't necessarily lump it as new construction versus.
Yeah,
remodeling.
technically, we do on our side,
Yeah, but that number is total building permits. that
Total
you-
building permits, which we go out and review, basically, see what.
Just
was-
clarifying because
Yep, but we'll go out there and inspect it, see what was added, does it add value, that type of deal. A lot of new homes are partial complete as of the first of the year, so we fill out partial completion forms. But the sales, I believe, the number of sales in the village were up about 5%. I mean, it's a strong market here, which evolves into your assessment ratio, basically saying the average assessment is what they're selling. And I believe they don't come out with it until August, but I guess we're gonna be in the mid-60s, mid 65 to 68%, meaning the average assessment is 65 to 68% of what they're selling. The village is on the clock to do an entire revaluation. You have until the end of 2027 to get that done. I think
So that's great.
Something we will maybe take up at finance and personnel to discuss more so because of budgeting costs.
Yep.
To do that process, whether it's done in 26 or in 27.
Yeah.
But we'll get that on a finance and personnel agenda in the future to discuss budgeting,
right.
that's one of the biggest factors for us is, the budgeting
How much
factor.
And what we do at Bomar likes to be user customer friendly. We can spread the revaluation cost out over multiple years. Just so you don't get that hit that 1 year, because it's an expensive process to do. But we've gone from 2 to 4 years where you spread that out. If you choose Bomar again, we can discuss that later. We did pick up just under $13 million in value of new construction this year. So that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like I said, for
So this is for 2023 or 2024.
this is new construction 2025.
As of January 1,
As of
2025.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Yeah.
So as of January 1st this year, we added about $13 million in
Yeah.
value based
Nice.
on construction.
super.
Yep. So the whole value of the village went from last year was around 314 million. This year we're at about 327 million. So pretty good jump. Since the village's size. It looks like with your subdivisions and everything you got going, we're probably gonna be seeing that in the next year or two.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much what we did this year.
Thank you very much for the report. Review assessment role for errors and omissions. This would be the time for us to look at their role if we. And
We've already done that, but of course you guys can take a
Yeah.
look and just peek around and, yep.
it's
have
recommended that
2
we, in the training that we do look at it. Because we do have the time,
Yep.
Not saying that we're gonna find anything. But it's just also nice to educate ourselves what's on the tax roll and how what information is there, so. And that's the copy there,
Yep.
okay. Maybe we divide it up into thirds. First 100.
Okay, you wanna go back?
Okay,
The ordinance states that
which number is it, just for, right,
it's the section 2-4-1 Board of Review. Paragraph C, under duties, states the duties and functions of the Board of Review shall be prescribed in section 70.46 and 70.47 of the Wisconsin statutes.
thank you very much, Andrea, for finding that. So we are in compliance with the confidentiality requirement required by state law. So item number 7 is completed. At this point, we are going to take our time to review the one, two through 200.
When does the 2 hour clock start? Is it after you verify the assessor?
Oh, I think it's gonna be 7:04. I think that's when you.
Okay,
call
when
to
it
order.
starts. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, please. We're reviewing the report, so.
They're trying to get that changed in the legislature. Unless we have people that make appointments and everything like that, they're gonna say, until you're done hearing cases, you can go.
Yeah.
That's the biggest beef, is sitting around for 2 hours and you
Right.
hear it every board item.
That is
Yeah.
something that's up for
Yeah, they were talking about it, Department of Revenue's looking at it, and
Did you have anybody for open book?
I think we had 2.
Okay,
so I'll
you were
contact,
able to resolve it?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
it's just more informational.
Sure.
I'll contact our area legislature, which I have a good working relationship with,
Why
to
you guys-
encourage them to,
They're around 2 hours if we don't have any.
yeah. I mean, I understand in previous times, before many years, before technology and the accessibility of things. It was a different process, but
Yeah.
And you could ask me, I would have done that.
Oh, that's okay. You were busy reading.
so. Your understanding of what they're trying to do, we essentially meet to go through this. Agenda, and then as long as there's anyone that's filed an objection, then we would schedule hearings.
Yep.
Rather than waiting for 2 hours for people to come up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's required 48 hours prior.
Yeah, anyways,
Yeah.
but you can waive that, and there could still be a process built in to waive the.
Yeah.
As they use in the example in the video, the person had a baby, so, the valid reason why they may have missed the, submitting for 48 hours before,
Right, yeah.
No, the name is the tax. Is the taxpayer owner of the property, not necessarily the resident of the.
Correct, yeah,
property.
it's the ownership entity, that's.
Yes, the ownership entity,
Yeah.
so. So you come across an address that, and the name doesn't match who you think is living there,
Yeah.
it's the owner taxpayer that is listed here.
Right.
Recording in progress.
Hi.
why don't we pause the recording as we go through the remaining items on the agenda. At the same time, we'll continue to review the different parts of the role, but we will resume the remaining parts in the unrecorded session. We have finished our agenda. We are now waiting to 7:04 PM to apply with the 2-hour window. And then we will finally adjourn. So this time there's nothing to discuss, just waiting to meet the 7:04 window. We also did not receive any objections filed within the 48-hour window, or any one present tonight to file objections or request a waiver of the 48 hours during the border review held tonight, Tuesday, May 6th. Watching mock boil, waiting for that at 7:04. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by myself, second by Chris, to adjourn the board of review at 7:04 PM. All those in favor say aye.
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 We are done.